Welcome back to the trail. This is Mushy, the cowboy cook, and today we're going to be talking about cooking on charcoal. Now, I'm not talking about cooking steaks, cooking hamburgers in your grill, or even out camping. I'm talking more about cooking stews and baking. So let's get into it. Now, when you're cooking with charcoal, you need a few things. You need a chimney. Get your coals going. You can do it on the ground, make a little pile. This makes it a little easier. Need a fire starter. All this is cardboard rolled up. Here's one rolled up. Take a cotton twine, tie it up, dip it in melting wax. Simple to do. The whole thing is waterproof. Cut the string off. Good to go. Stick it right under your chimney, light it, start the charcoal. Another thing you need to do when you are cooking, by knowing what size Dutch oven you're cooking with will determine how many coals you want to put on, also the temperature. Now, like this is a 8-inch Dutch oven. I want to cook at 350 degrees. So I'd have 11 coals on top and 5 on the bottom. Spread them out top and bottom. Now, one thing you do want to do, whether you're cooking with coal, charcoal, or wood, is to rotate it about every 10-15 minutes. You rotate the top and the bottom. The top you can do clockwise. If you do clockwise, the bottom do counterclockwise. That avoids hot spots. Because you'll see right here, some coals might bunch up and get a hot spot on this side. Well, if you're turning it, you're moving that hot spot around. Like I said, every 10 to 15 minutes. Now let's look at some Dutch ovens. Let's take a look at my cast iron Dutch ovens. Now these all can be classified as a camp Dutch oven because they've got the lip on it to hold the coal on top of the lid. Now these here are called spiders. They've got the legs on it. They've got the lid with the lip on it, but they've got a long handle. Now these were made and used back in the 1800s when people were cooking in their fireplaces. They're not as deep as a Dutch oven, a regular Dutch oven. They're a little bit deeper than a typical frying pan. Now, one thing on the trail we like using our spiders for is for our world famous scratch-made biscuits. Because it's not as deep, we can get the heat to the top of the biscuit to get it to rise and to brown it nice and evenly. One thing, I've got several of these spiders from here in the southeast. They were made in the southeast. The reason why I know, because on the lids, the companies stamped their name and the city and state they were from. Back in the day, there were foundries all over the countryside in small towns as well as large towns. I've got one here from Nashville, Tennessee, one from Cleveland, Tennessee, one from Rome, Georgia. So it's kind of a neat thing if you come across and find these with the names on them. I would say it's rarer to find the lid than the pan itself, but if you can find both pieces that match and it's got the name on it, you know there's a lot of history behind that. Now, our Dutch ovens, we like to cook our beans and chilies and stews and cabbages, potatoes, anything like that. This is a 12-inch Dutch oven. This is a 12-inch deep Dutch oven. And this is a 16-inch Dutch oven. Now this is a large Dutch oven. However, they have discontinued the 16. They do make a 14-inch Dutch oven. Like I said, we like to make our stews and stuff in them, but we also make a lot of desserts. We make cobblers. These are real good for cobblers. We also do a lot of pies. Now, one thing, if we're going to do a pie, we're going to use a trivet. These trivets have a little foot on it, and it raises that pie plate up a little bit off the bottom of the oven, so you don't burn the bottom of the pie. It's got it gives nice air circulation around the pie itself, allows it to cook evenly. Now, I've got some other pieces of cast iron that we'll take a look at down the trail. In fact, I've got one piece, I don't even know what it's used for. I've got a piece, we think it's from the maybe early 1700s. We're not quite sure. Very unusual piece. But we'll look at that down the trail. You're moving that 15 minutes. Now, I hope you learned something about cooking with charcoal. I will tell you it's different from wood. We'll get into that in another video. In fact, I'll put a link to that in the bottom in the description, as well as the chart for charcoal as far as temperature, how many on top and bottom based on the size of the oven. If you like this video, you want to see more, please subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, and Mushy will see you down the trail. 10 to 15 minutes.